So Emily's here to help me demonstrate. We have a 7-step series and it takes about 4 or 5 minutes to go through the whole thing. So let's get started. Emily, first I'm going to have you make a fist with one hand. I just want you to grab your fist with the other hand, and then I'm going to have you twist one way and relax. And you're going to do that 10 times, one direction. And then do the same thing the opposite direction. You're going to clockwise and counterclockwise 10 times each direction, and you'll do that with both hands. And when you do this, you should feel stretching right along the wrists on each side, depending which direction you're going. Okay, next, I'm going to have you'll need a table or a surface for this one. So I'm going to have you put your hands flat onto the surface. You're just going to stretch your fingers out as far as you can and just kind of push them down onto the surface. When you do that, you hold about 10 seconds. And then I'm going to have you scrunch your hands up real slowly into a fist. Hold for 10 seconds. And then do the same thing again. Open your hands and then scrunch them up. So you'll do that for 10 seconds in each position. You can do 2 hands at once, or you can do 1 hand at a time, depending on what you're more comfortable with. Okay, next you are going to hold one hand in front of you, and you're just going to pull gently on each finger for about a second or 2, and you're going to go through each finger 3 or 4 times. Don't forget your thumb. And then you'll switch hands, do the same thing on the other side. So just 3 or 4 times on each hand. Doesn't have to be hard pulling, just very gentle. Okay, next I'm going to have you make 2 fists. Hold your hands straight out in front of you. And I want you to point your fists as far as you can to the outside. Hold for about 5 seconds. And then as far as you can to the inside. And hold for 5 seconds again. And you'll do that 2 times. You should feel stretching right on the inside of your hand and right on the outside of your hand. Okay, next I'm going to have you put one hand out in front of you. You're just going to take your other hand and kind of turn your whole wrist and forearm as far as you can and just kind of hold it in that position with your other hand. You'll hold for 5 seconds, switch and do the exact opposite direction. So you're basically just twisting your whole forearm and wrist. And then you'll do the same thing on the other side. Next, I'm just going to have you drop your hands down to your side. You're basically just going to shake your fingers in your arms. Just kind of let everything relax. Shake for about 10 to 15 seconds. And then the final position we're going to end with is your hands like this, and you're just going to push your palms together. You want to push your palms together and then kind of push your hands down as well. Perfect. Just like that. You'll hold about 10 or 15 seconds in that position, and you should feel stretching right along your wrists on both sides. So that is our 7-step hand, wrist, and forearm sequence. It takes about 5 minutes to do. I hope you found this helpful, and stay tuned for the rest of our stretching series.